Hello, everyone. It's Winning Wednesday in What Money Making March. Yes, it is March 8th, and I am fired up for this conversation. We are attempting to do a redo of last week because Calendar was crazy. Technology was a little bit crazy in the end. Everything is always perfect. I accept and allow that amazing things are always on its way for me. So, hello everyone. It is Laugh and Learn Wednesday, and I am excited to have this amazing topic today, your best story. I know all about stories. Not only am I an amazing storyteller, but I have countless, endless stories about life, about things. I love it. I have had the opportunity to be in amazing places and spaces my whole life. I didn't realize what an amazing manifester I was from the get go, how freaking privileged and blessed I have been my whole life. Did I have to go through hard knocks? Yes, of course. Did I go through trials and tribulations? Am I still, well, I'm here having a human experience. So I don't know about you, but yes, I agree that your story, your best story, all of your stories, they matter. They're important. They need to be heard. So I am super excited, and I just wanted to share with you really quickly while we are waiting for Miss Malika to hop on. I'm hoping everything goes better this week, that she's able to get on. So I have been over on LinkedIn, you guys. I don't know if you guys know about LinkedIn, but I am streaming to LinkedIn right now. My other platforms, just so you know. Okay, and on LinkedIn, every morning, I decided that March is all about making those mad moves. It is time to make massive action moves. So I started reading 30 Days of Me by my amazing sister friend, Miss Laamate. She is a 4-time number one best-selling author. So if you guys, we are on day 8, and today, so she gives you numerology information in addition to an affirmation for the day, a theme song for our journal entry time, and a short read. So today, the 8 is all about power, authority, abundance, prosperity, and wealth in business. So it fits in perfect with the amazing conversation and story that we are getting ready to have. And there is Miss Malika Staar Carey, just sharing that I'm over
Hi,
here.
beautiful.
Days of Me. So we are on day 8, and I would love for you guys to join me. I just do a quick read in the morning, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I would love for you to hop in. Let me reset this space and place. This is the amazing queen that I shared so much about last week. This is Miss Malika Staar Carey. And let me tell you, this queen, she is the winner of the Unbreakable Spirit Award. She is a chairwoman for Global Women Wealth Warrior GW3, y'all. And she is a Circle of Champions, Women in Business Network of American spokeswoman. She is in the Circle of Champions. She is in places and spaces that are leveling up. And when you hear this woman begin to speak, you're going to understand why she was one of the amazing people. I knew I had to get on this Laugh and Learn lunch, because why? She is going to help you to tell your best story. Miss Malika Staar, I'm so grateful to see you. Hi, Queen.
Hi, Trey. Oh my goodness.
I
Thank you.
can't hear you.
So, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay.
Oh,
No,
and you're on
no,
mics
no,
too, but
no.
oh wait, it's
Is that
probably me.
better?
There I am. Okay, it's just me.
Okay. Can you hear me
Let me
now?
turn up my volume.
Okay, can you hear me now? I'm trying to
I
get the light
totally
to
hear
catch
you.
me the right way.
It was my volume. It was all me. That was all me. Okay, Queen. Listening
Oh,
audience, this is the Queen, Miss Malika Staar. Okay.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for allowing me to even grace your stage today. I am so grateful to be here, Trey. I think Clubhouse is the most amazing gift God ever gave me because it gives me so many fantastic people to connect with, such as yourself. We met in Miss Manifestation's room. We're part of the XP Mentor Group. I am just so excited to be here. Like we move and shake in the same spaces. So I know we are about to manifest some great things into our lives. And I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for
It is
allowing
my
me this
very great
privilege.
honor. Are you kidding me? You guys, you don't know. This is the authentic truth inspirationalist.
I just like to tell
We
the
like
truth.
freaking say more. All right. All right. Who wants some inspiration? Who's ready to dive into this conversation about your best story? And so, Miss Malika, can I just get in there really quick about what something had to happen, I'm quite sure, that got you to the point where you were like, you know what, I gotta write, I'm going to self-publish. And so this woman, she can help you learn how to self-publish. She can
Absolutely.
get she's a dream strategist. So if you're ready for that strategy to get your dream on. So I know that something had to happen for you to say, I want to write and I want to publish. So what was that in your life?
So I tell this story all the time. I have been writing since I was 12 years old.
Oh, of course.
So I
I've
would
been
write
talking.
love letters, writing journals, writing books, right? I mean, I was always writing. I write poetry. I wrote my first poem probably at 12 or 13, recited it in front of my church. So I have always been a writer. And so I was just so excited when life started to happen. Doesn't that sound like Christ? Like, you excited because life started
I'm
to
feeling
happen?
you.
No, I was not excited. Life was happening.
I'm feeling it, girl.
I was not. Excuse our dog. I was not excited. Life started beating the crap out of me, and
I call them initiations.
Right. It was an initiation. Yes. I was hazed into this. I want to say when I was about 18 years old, I thought that being grown meant I didn't have to go to church anymore. So,
you know what I thought it was? I thought it was being able to put on whatever I wanted on the TV, because that's what my dad always says. When you get your own house, then you can. That was the thing.
Right. So I just thought, so I just said, okay, I'm going to be grown. I'm going to be grown. I walked away from church. I started partying. I was doing whatever I thought I was big enough and bad enough to do. Now, there was some limits to it. Like I was like, I'm not messing with these heavy drugs. I had seen what it started to do to some people. But I was a party hard girl, honey. You name the club, I was there every Thursday. I was there every Saturday. I loved to dance. It kept me thin, and then I learned I had legs. I learned how to use them, honey. And then
you notice people was looking at them legs. What?
They was attention getters, honey. They was attention getters. So after I bumped my head a couple of times, I was 19 when I had my first son. And after I bumped my head a little bit, probably around 27, 28, I decided, okay, enough is enough. Look, God, if you're real, please tell me, show your face. And it came with a lot of different shifts. So I left one state. I was born and raised in New Jersey, in Newark. I knew that Newark really wasn't serving me anymore. And then I just wanted something
vibration,
new.
right?
Right. It wasn't. And I had a mentor say to me, "You're bigger than this neighborhood."
Mm-hmm.
And so I packed my stuff. My sister, my oldest sister, had moved to the DMV, to Maryland, Southern Maryland. I went to visit. I loved it. I
I
was
had
like,
to learn what that was, so I'm glad you said that, because I'm from Denver, and that it stands for Denver Motor Vehicle. And I was like, girl. So I had to learn, no, that's Maryland. It's a border.
DC,
It's a
Maryland,
border.
Virginia, DC, Maryland, Virginia, the DMV. So I'm originally from the tri-state area, which is New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut, right?
You're always in these tries. So
Right.
now you move to the D.
And wait, so I moved to the DMV, right? And then from the DMV, I spent 23 years there. But that was where the shift really happened. It was the first part of my promised land journey.
Okay, and so now you're moving, and it's just you and your baby. What?
Just me and my son. Just
All
me.
right.
I was in a tumultuous relationship.
I'm like, you're jumping without a parachute. I'm feeling like something's happening. You're jumping without a
I'm
parachute.
built into something. I was in a tumultuous relationship. My sister said, you can come, but he can't.
Yeah,
And
as
the
in
cat
you and
can't
your
come.
baby could come, but not that man. Mm-hmm.
Not the man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get stable. I start growing. I found a beautiful church home. So big shout out to the City of Praise Family Ministries, because there I learned the value of myself and the value of having
Amen.
God in my life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned the value. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting.
Oh, no apologies, girl. But, no apologies on this show ever for nothing.
I just learned about the truth. There was some truths I had to face for myself. Mm-hmm. Because when you're in low vibration and you're around people that just can just dog you out. Oh, you're ugly, you're too tall, you're too skinny, you're not this, you're not good enough. Oh, when I announced to the family I was going to be a published author by the time I was 30, somebody told me to shut up, dummy, you're going to never amount to anything. You know what I mean? You get all these misnomers,
And from the people that you know and love and trust the most.
Right. You're lazy. You're lazy. Because I was low energy. Come to find out, I was anemic. I was tired all the time. I spent my life being tired. You know what I'm saying? But it would be like, you're lazy, you're trifling, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, you know what I mean? And then
you can't even finish this.
Right. It was a whole lot of noisome pestilence. Right, a whole lot of negative vibes and that lot of negative energy. But when I moved to Maryland, it was like almost like God sent angels, like, oh no, you're not. They became defenders. They like saw me. I had an Aunt Sheila. I'm gonna give her a good shout out. Aunt Sheila was like, I see your glow. I was like, what glow you talking about, girl? She was like, no, you going places, honey. She was like, you just stick to it.
It's
You
like
keep
flipping
doing
the switch and the light came on, huh?
It was like a light switch came on, and she would not let anybody talk bad about me, not even like sisters, brothers, cousins, nobody. You keep your mouth off Malika. She is one of God's chosen. And I just didn't even understand what she was talking about. But the more I sat under the word, the more
Auntie. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie, right?
I know, I'm sending her love.
I know. I just had to give her a shout out because she doesn't get all the accolades that I should give her, but she really was one of the first people to really kind of breathe life into me. And then that crazy tumultuous relationship, of course, I got stable and brought him to where I was. And then I convinced him that he should marry me. Well, he told me I pressured him.
I know people who get stuck in a picture and have a hard time switching it up. We can add stuff, but then it's a hard.
And so after that dissolved, 2 children later, after that one dissolved, right? And I finally like had to tell myself the truth. Like, really, girl, you
no more rosy goggles. Oh.
That's when we breathe.
I love my rosy goggles though.
Oh, honey, they wasn't rose colors. They was beyond red. They was purple. That was purple.
Yeah.
And so I just was like, okay. After the purple glasses got cracked, well, I stepped on them and realized this was just not the relationship with me. 2 children in, 2 additional children in.
Girl, I know I'm traveling with the 3 kids too.
I got 4 total. And got two bonus. So I got a total of 6.
Girl, we got stories. Yeah, I love it. Okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
So after that, you know what? At the same time, my church was going through a process, and my bishop, now he's a bishop, he was a pastor then. He said, respect the process. Right.
Evolution.
And so I wrote on my wall, I will not get depressed in the process. I will not get depressed in the process. So
because it's that a choice. Message, people, it's a choice. For somebody
that, yes, it's a number one, it's a choice, right? But I'm gonna get to that choice part. But number 2, there's somebody out there that could be watching this that's going through a process right now, and they're like, why me? Why God? Do you really even exist? And if you did exist, do you love me enough to pull me out of this mess? And you don't want to get depressed in that process, you know, because depression is
it gets real. You stuck, and that's what happens. Depression is looking in that rearview mirror for too long, and then you're stuck.
Right. And I remember one time God said, you can't go nowhere looking in the rearview mirror. You can't keep looking back. Because I was like, woe is me. And they didn't love me. And they didn't treat me right.
But they said.
And my mother said, whoa, when you going to stop being a victim?
Yeah, because at some point, it can't be anybody else's fault no more.
Right. So then I started getting some help. Got counseling, went to Celebrate Recovery.
I led it for years in the church.
You did?
I tell you, I loved you.
That's right. We are here.
First, I had to go through it.
Wait a minute. So I got in Celebrate Recovery talking about like, I'm gonna tell these people about themselves. They shouldn't make us who love them go through this while they addicted to all of this stuff. Honey, when I got real with me, I realized I was addicted to me and some drama.
To everything. Because what you do in one place, you do in all the places, girl.
Right. So because people think addiction, they think substances. But sometimes you could be addicted to negative thinking. You could be addicted to self-destructive thoughts. Oh, I'll never make it. Oh, I'm not good enough for that. Oh, I'm not worthy of being loved.
You could be addicted to being the victim.
Right. And I was addicted to being a victim. Woe is me. Woe is me. But I also realized that I was an enabler. I was an enabler, and I was also codependent. Right? I was an enabler and I was codependent.
That's why I knew I loved you. You're such a reflection of the amazing growth that we've encountered. And thanks to the church, and Celebrate Recovery, that I got to read the Codependent No More and like all the
right. Books. Admit this crap to yourself.
So and I attracted Iyanla. Iyanla fixed my life. And let me tell you, that was one of the most helpful awarenesses of how patterns are in our families and how to finally break them, because I didn't even recognize, like you were saying, how I was addicted to the drama, how the way I communicated actually invited the battles, and it you know what I mean? I was like, shoot. So I love it. So, okay, before we get back to your story really quickly, I want to ask you, so during that time when you were young, to the time when you left, did you continue to write? Were you still journaling?
I was still.
You was doing your own private stuff?
My own private. I hadn't even thought about writing a book, but you say Iyanla Vansant, I got to meet her.
Oh my God, no. I'm attracted to that.
Before Oprah found her, I got to meet
her.
I
love Oprah. Yes, I know.
My cousin Diane Weathers used to be, when Susan Taylor stepped down, my cousin was the editor-in-chief of Essence magazine, and she graced me with a lunch date in New York City to come and watch her interview Iyanla Vansant before she was the big Iyanla Vansant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And her book, Faith in the Valley, was one of the first books I had ever read, and it helped me so much. And then Value in the Valley. And then the book that really opened me up was her 40-day journal book.
My heart's all
One day my soul opened up. And that set me on the journey where I left. I still have the book. I still have the note I wrote to myself and to God before I left New Jersey. about where we would be, what we would be doing, and how it would be, because um you know it just was, I want to say it, I just knew something was better coming. I knew something was better coming. And so after I started to heal, after I went through the process, after I graduated with the baby on the knee from college with my bachelor's degree in management, my brother was like, "Don't you want your master's?" I was like, "No, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to achieve my dreams."
Yeah. Yeah.
And my dream was to be a published author. And I began doing research, and of course, it was like, oh, you need to have 10,000 followers before a literary agent will pick you up, for a big publishing house. And I was like, well, maybe I'll go to self-publishing route. And it just gave me some more research and research and research. And I was like finding out things. And I wound up going through some phases through my book. It started off as an ebook, a Kindle book. And then people were like, well, we don't want it on Kindle. We want a hard copy.
I want to hold it. I'm a holder.
They want to hold it. But Trey, I'm going to send you a copy of it.
I'm so honored. Thank you.
And from there, it just evolved. God placed me at a job where I had the opportunity, while he paid me, because I was the receptionist. It was quiet. He was like, write your book. I was able to write my book at work. So you pay me $17.50 an hour to
manifest whatever you want, people. You can manifest it. Girl, you got paid to write your book.
I got paid to write my book. And now that I know better.
And now you get paid for your book.
And now I get paid for my book. One book can change your life. It's your best business card. It opens doors. It allows me to be on platforms like this.
Speaking of cards, this is how you could reach my queen. Because on her 10K card, let me tell you, you have the opportunity to get a signed copy. A signed copy of her book.
Get an autographed copy. Yes, you can. Yes,
you can get a signed autographed copy. But absolutely. I really want to invite you to join. If you are ready to tell your story, if you know that something wants to get out of you, even if you're not ready to publish it, if you just need somebody to help you get it out, she has a Facebook group. If you go to the 10K card, you could become a member of her Facebook group.
And we've got some great things.
It's a pun on her name and star. So it's like Malika Staar Publishing.
It's Molly Staar. Molly Staar Publishing. Molly Staar Publishing is a page on Facebook, but there's also a group. And you want to be a part of that group, because I am going to start dropping live nuggets into that group where you'll be able to get tips and tricks on how to write your book. I'm also hosting workshops. So you want to follow me so that when the workshops do come up, you'll be a part of it. And you can meet Malika Staar with 2A's.com, and that'll take you to that 10K card that Trey is talking about.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, when you get the wisdom from someone like this amazing queen who has gone through the journey, she knows how to self-publish. She knows. And let me tell you, I know several self-publishing authors who made it on the #1 best-selling list. So you do not, it's not like the days before where you need a publishing company or you need to be backed. All you need is yourself.
All you need is yourself. And you also want to you can also make your books look like they came from the big publishing houses.
And this is like this queen. I'm telling you, get on your card.
I teach how to make your books look like they came from the big publishing houses.
And let me tell you, this queen, she can hook you up because she does ghostwriting. And so I'm learning all this because I'm ready. And a ghostwriter is someone that if you can't even do it, because let me tell you, I went 3 months into my 9th grade year. And because of that, I have a little deficit in some writing areas. I was never a writer my whole life. So I'm the person who looks for someone like Miss Malika Staar Carey, because what she's going to do. So ghostwriters, this is, I'm learning this, so I want to share with you guys. Ghostwriters is someone that you could just maybe get on a Zoom or a phone call. They just talk to you like this, and they vibe, and they take, and I get to tell my story, and then they do all the freaking work. And then they
Yes.
go and then they blah, 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 and then next thing you know, all of your blah 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 becomes something. But you get to pay a little bit more for that because they are doing everything for you. You just have to talk. But you can also get an editor. And so editors, they're like, oh well, Trey, here, let me give you some, like, maybe focus or maybe some questions or a, what do you call, like a structure? Because who needs structure?
An
Trey's all over
outline.
the
They
place.
can help you give you an outline. Yes.
Yeah, outlines. I just learned that word like not too long ago. Oh yes. And then this outline helped you so that you could just like go on to Google Docs or whatever and talk it. So then I could talk into that. And then they go, okay, you've answered these questions, you've helped. And then they help you with the outline, and editors are less, and they help hook you. They fine tune it for you. And they go, well, maybe
So we
this will
do it
go.
all. Our publishing house does it all.
See,
See,
or you can have it
we
all.
have a team of editors, professional editors,
I just learned that
readers.
there's levels to everything.
There's levels to this game. There's levels to this game. I keep playing with my shirt because I feel like it's
Girl, the last week when I attempted to have our meeting, I had put on a shirt I hadn't wore for a while, and I had lost some weight, and I was like, oh, it's kind of way down here now. And I just did the same thing. So, girl,
and I'm just having a trip here over this collar, and then I'm looking at it, and it's okay. All right, I think I'm gonna be all right.
And it's always perfect because you know what? That's what I love. We are here to laugh and learn. And so this queen has took you on the journey of her life, of how she got to the point where I gotta write. I gotta write. So if you were feeling that, I want you to reach out to this amazing queen. We still have some more time. So I want to dive into more of what happened next. So in your story, because I disrupted her, I know you guys. So she shared about how she got to the place where she's now ready to start writing. So how did that transform? She got to the journey. She had to move. She had to get rid of the man, right? She had to crumple up that picture. She had to decide that it was time. And then we got distracted with the Yanla, but she's freaking amazing.
She and I give credit in my book for her motivation. Her
she changed my life.
You know, some of the mentors that you never get to meet that mentor you in your process. And she was just one of those mentors. And it's now funny because now she does our leadership conferences at my church.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna finally get to
be yes, she has been at our women's conference. And then my pastor brought her in for the distinguished leaders of the church. I was so mad I did not come to leadership conference this year, but she was actually the surprise teacher for the leadership conference.
Girl, I'm on your tip now.
Amazing. Okay. Amazing. And
I know she is. She's amazing. Her books,
she is, and she's funny, and she's the truth.
But
and that's really where I learned how to tell the truth, that you can tell yourself the truth without beating yourself up, and just remembering there's no condemnation to those that are in Christ. So if you've given your life to the Lord or to your highest power, for me in my house, I say it's Jesus Christ, but I don't judge people anymore about who they serve. I serve my truth, right?
And for me, if you're serving something higher than yourself, you're on the right track.
You're gonna get there, you know. And God has so many, our creator has so many different names outside of Jesus. Jesus was just an embodiment of God, but before Jesus even existed, they called
oh no, don't come back, we lost you. Oh no, did you get a phone call? I bet you got a phone call or something.
Oh, sure.
Okay, there you are. Okay, you're almost coming back. I was like, oh my gosh, no. I bet you she's getting a phone call, but that's okay because we're going to get back with this amazing queen who can help you self-publish. You guys, she's an extraordinary writer. She is an intelligent entrepreneur. And guess what? She's a sensual single mom who's out here grinding, doing the thing. She is a lover of God, family, and life. So we're going to keep waiting for this amazing queen to come back. And this is her 10K card as we continue this amazing freaking conversation. Because let me just share some more about, if you weren't on this from the very beginning, I want to reintroduce to you, this is Miss Malika Staar Carey, and she is the winner of the Unbreakable Spirit Award, you guys. She is the chairwoman of Global Women in Business Network. She is a global women's warrior champion, you guys. So she's back now. And I was like, it's okay, because I'm just going to keep fluffing and stuffing you until you get back. And I was reintroducing you for those of us who weren't here from the beginning. She is in the circle of champions, you guys. She's in Women in Business Network of America's Spokeswoman. And so guess I have been given so much thanks and gratitude for the people who give me the invitations to speak at the places and zim with the places and sit and circle with the amazing influencers of the world. And let me tell you, Missy Yana, we were talking about her. She has influenced me, and her one sentencer that has changed my life is in one of her shows. She teaches, if you remove the title, right, mother, daughter, boss, whatever, would you let them treat you that way? And that was one of the most powerful statements that has transformed my life. And it was one of the foundational, because now I call it life standards. In life, I have standards, because boundaries are for my clients and for people in the outer circle, but I have standards for my people in the inner circle. And that's one of the standards is I have to always ask myself, if they didn't have the title of friend, sister, brother, daughter, son, would I let them treat me this way? And if the answer is no, I would then it's time to assess what is going on. Come on, Miss Malika's phone. You know, it's okay, because when we get into these strong, powerful energies, the energy tries to cut us off, but they can't. They can't hold amazing conversations and connections down. So, all right, you are back. I was just sharing. That's my one power that changed my life. She says, remove the title. Would you let them treat you that way? And from that point, I don't care who you are.
Absolutely. And once you learn how to love yourself, you do
and
set
that you're worthy.
You learn how to set boundaries. I had to learn how to set boundaries with the kids, big kids, older kids, younger kids, like
But really,
and even with myself, I had to learn to set
I was going
boundaries.
to say, because we're in relationship with everything. So this goes back to what you were saying before. You had to learn how that it wasn't just in one area where you got addictive behaviors, right? And it's the same thing with realizing that we're in relationship with all things, with everyone, all the time, including yourself. So
Absolutely.
are you loving yourself? Are you treating yourself? Getting enough sleep? All of the things, right?
Right. Now I don't know about the get enough sleep.
Girl, look, I know. I finally, just in the last 2 weeks, because my new thing is now I'm so organized in my schedule and all the stuff, right? Because I'm manifesting that. And so I was like, I had to tell myself I have to go to sleep by 11 o'clock. I have to turn on
Now I
more,
absolutely at 11 o'clock I gotta shut it down.
because I can
And
keep going.
I
I'm
got
a night
somebody that I
thinker.
have an accountability partner that'll be like, you never go to sleep. Y'all the house that never sleeps. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going. It's nice having somebody in your life that has a bedtime, because then it makes me shut it down. He's like, I know you're gonna be up 2 more hours. And I'm like, no, as soon as we get off this phone, I'm going to bed.
That's it. And
And
I
so
have
it's good to have somebody that holds me accountable to
self-care.
getting it done. Self-care, self-love, getting retreats, getting away. Did you get this done? Have you gotten that done? And when I look over my life, it still stretches me. And I'm like, okay, let me check this. And I had to text him today and say, look, I know I'm a little bit slow, but I appreciate your advice. It is written down. I'm checking the things off the list. But when I look over, when I met him, I didn't have a car. He was like, you need a car. You're gonna move to Georgia. And looked at, I got a job. I got a car. Then I got a new job that allowed me to work remotely. And then, just the manifestation. I said, when I get here, I'm not shacking with anybody. I want my own house. And I'm
Because
not going
when
to
you
work.
were off, girl, I was reading that you are a sensual single mother. We're manifesting these amazing, powerful men who are wise and
and he has been a friend, and an advisor, you know.
Amen.
And I,
Tired of
I tell
always
him all the
being the
time, like,
teacher.
I know I'm slow to the draw, but I'm gonna get there. You know what I mean? Some of the lessons are harder to learn. Some of them are easier to implement than others, but I'm grateful. I'll say I
Because
am
when you
grateful.
reflect on, look at how much you've grown.
Hmm.
Look at how much you've accomplished.
Hmm.
Look at what you're doing on the daily.
And you know what? I heard somebody say, you want the people around you to shape you, and if they're shaping you, you look at your growth. If they're not good for you, look at, if they're stagnating you, they're keeping you from growing, you know. And not apples to oranges, but I was in relationships where they didn't want me to hang out, they didn't want me to go, and it wasn't that I was hanging out, they didn't want me to network, you know, always looking for what was wrong in the people that were going places, business owners. And I learned that
And
that was
telling you
their
the
own
reasons why you shouldn't go,
insecurity,
huh?
fear. That was their own insecurities and fear. But it was
Until you
also,
knew that. See, she's smart.
yeah, I didn't see
She
that though.
realized.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. I need somebody that's a business partner who thinks strategy just the way I think strategy, or even better than I think strategy, you know. And
Or that
um
compliments you. And this is what I've discovered is like, so I attracted my business bestie over on Clubhouse, and but I had to get really clear about what that was. And for me, I had to get clear that in all my circles, right, that I want trustworthy people of integrity who are like-minded, who are reciprocating, who are doing the thing, who are going after the thing, who compliment me, who affirm me, who are truthful with me in a loving, kind, gentle way. Because I used
absolutely.
to think
I'm
that I
actually
had to get
sitting
this
in one of
done.
my business besties' houses. We met on Clubhouse, and look, she didn't manifest it. I wish I could show y'all what she manifested, honey.
And so, see, that's
Ooh.
what we compliment each other, because she likes to do all of the things that I don't like to do. But I love to do the things that she's like, girl, I'm so happy for you. And let me tell you, we do this thing. She calls me, we call each other throughout the day, every day. And she does that thing. Did you check? Have you? Sometimes she has to take, girl, you need to go take a bath. You need to get in that Epsom bath, and you just need to breathe. Breathe. I'm like, oh,
That part.
and human design, for those, I'm a manifesting generator, so I'm like the energizer buddy, and my brain never turns off, and my things are always going.
I wake
So
up with ideas. I wake up like I have something to write for
Google your
somebody.
human design, because I'll bet you
I
you're a
wake up with the
generator.
words
I'll
in my
bet you.
head. I was like, okay, just give me a minute. Let
Never
me put them
stops.
all together, because I woke up with the download. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, I woke up with the
Yeah.
download, and it's really, like, it's really crazy. But I love it. I love the gifts God has given me, and I do not ever take them for granted.
Hmm.
And spaces like this, where I get to meet, connect, and grow with people I didn't know before now, and manifest this. You know, this is huge, and I'm so proud of you for hosting your own podcast. And I'm still growing. I haven't gotten there yet. I do a Facebook Live every Sunday called Nothing But the Truth, but I haven't podcasted yet. That's what I need to do. I need to podcast.
I'm pointing to your little thing, because there you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or meet MalikaStaar.com. There you
Because it's just like you keep sharing about your best story. She wants, if you, this is how you get the people, is by continuing to share how they can reach out to you, how they can get their things started, because it is the time where people are shifting and changing. And because post COVID, people have realized they don't fit in anymore, that everything is uncomfortable, and this change, and this transition.
Things became true.
Yes,
COVID brought the truth to a lot of situations. It either worked for you or it didn't. But it brought a lot of truth about health. How healthy are you? Can you withstand this phenomenal
exactly.
disease, right? How healthy are you? You know, who are your circles, who you're embodying? I tell everybody, I was like, COVID was devastating, but it was good to me. It helped
Because it
me
was so,
realize some things. It helped me realize some things. It brought some truths to light that helped me grow, helped me flow. Of course, it brought Clubhouse, which made these amazing connections.
mhm.
I put me on a wealth trend up because it made me sit still, start running, doing for other people, and start doing for myself. I was always an advisor to others, you know, and so now it's like, you know, those truths have now become reality so that I can continue to grow. So I grew my business. I sat down the other night and just wrote down what happened, and I my business just started taking off, taking off, taking off. Because I say, you know, I build a lot of other people's businesses, but now I want to focus on
I know.
building my own. You know what I mean? Like before
Girl,
I talk
I
about
know.
what you selling and you doing, you already a billionaire.
I
You know,
spent my
I
whole
need to
life
talk
making
about
other
what I'm
people
doing
look
so I
good.
could get there to be a billionaire. You know what I mean?
Amen.
So, and then I partner with people like you and Renee Noor and Bob Yates who believe in me, and then give me platforms to speak on. And, you know, I remember Pete Vargas, he works with Grant Cardone. He said it's the more stages you get on. So it's about centering yourself and making yourself available to be on stages, telling your authentic story and being able to give voice to what you do. You know what I mean? You should be able to give voice and not be ashamed of anything you've experienced in life.
Live
You should be able to,
unapologetically.
absolutely, absolutely. Even if you made a mistake, there's no mistake, number one, that God can't forgive you for. And there's no mistake that you shouldn't forgive yourself
But you
for.
had to, if you really truly believe in God, you know that you had to go through it. You had to, that everything was perfectly, divinely orchestrated and planned for your highest and greatest good.
And it's all
Always.
working for your good.
It is
Everything
all because
I've
He
gone through,
promised to give you hope in the future.
that part.
Promises.
That part, because he said, I know the plans I have for you. They are not of evil, but they are of
Yeah, they're
good,
plans to
and they will
prosper
bring
you,
you to
not
your
to harm.
expected end. And so, you know, just embodying those scriptures has made me just like,
Foundation.
yes, yes.
That's where I go. That basic instructions before leaving Earth. Yes. And that's Bible. That's
Absolutely.
the acronym for Bible for me. That's what because really it's a foundation to my whole life. I'm not as involved with the church anymore because I feel like I expanded back out of that because that it was restricting and tubular, where now I know I'm here for consciousness for the world, and
Mhm.
humanity doesn't have a funnel. Like my lane is the whole thing. So I love how you explained earlier. I honor everybody's belief and I honor their journey because we're all in different places in our journey. And this
Absolutely.
amazing queen, she sat in so many circles of wisdom. And for me, when you circles mean like, you know, some of us are in the circle of parenthood, some of us are in the circle of education, some of us are in divorce, singleness, you know, whatever, all of them, I call them circles. And just because we haven't all sat in the same circles doesn't mean that everyone doesn't have something to share, because people have gone through things that I haven't gone through yet. And I am so excited that I continue to attract people who are going to help me gain the wisdom and prepare for the initiations I still have yet to do. And it's so exciting that I attract the wisdom keepers that help other people to know how to get there, because it's our job to learn for the first half of the circle. And in order to get out of the circle in native belief is the second half. You must teach it. So then you need to teach it. And then once you start teaching it, then you get to get out of it. And it's like the circle. And then you get your next circle, whether it's,
Isn't that our steps to recovery?
yes, it is the steps.
It's
And
the
you must,
steps.
you
And the
can't skip
final
one,
step
or
is,
else you're going
now
to
that
have to,
you got it, you got to go back and teach it, right? Now
yeah,
that you
because
got
you
it,
have
you
to
got to
show
go
that
back
you're
and teach
applying
it. You
it.
got to show it, right? Right.
And you're walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Absolutely. And why wouldn't you want to go back and show it? If you've gone through the steps to healing, why wouldn't you want to go back and teach someone else? I think it's very selfish to not show what you've learned, even if you do use it as a business or a platform, because God even says your gifts will make you room for you. So why wouldn't you go back and then give that gift back to the world? All God's going to do is multiply it. You know, even if you
Exactly.
gave it away for free, or even if you did charge people to to get the information you paid for. I had a coach tell me you can charge people what you paid for your education, your elevation, or whatever. If you paid, now you've got the right to now charge, right? But I also look at it this way: anything I've invested to give to someone else to get where I needed to go was an investment in myself.
Mm-hmm.
I
And I
didn't give
believe
them
it's,
anything. I invested in me.
and when you do the, because I believe we are all here for a purpose, for a reason, that we're on assignment from God. And when we embrace our assignment, no matter how that needs to display itself, then I get paid. I am in alignment because God's going to take care of
Doesn't
me.
heaven
It
open
ain't
up?
always going to be this way or that way. And I love sharing information. And because if I could find a way to just talk and help heal people and help them get their best life and find their fulfillment and joy for free, girl, I would do it all day long for free. And what I know is whether I do still do it now for free or what I give away or don't, that reciprocation, because I'm on assignment from God, will always come. I will always be in flow. I will
Every
always
door.
be
When you
cared for.
give, it's when you give, you get back. It comes back, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So that means it gets patted down. It gets patted down till it can't go anymore, and then it spills over. So you can't really outgive God. You can't outgive the universe. You can't outgive beyond yourself. And sometimes you got to release the expectation in your giving. I had to learn that.
Yes.
Like, you don't appreciate me. You're not supposed
Yeah.
to
Or
do.
when am I going to get the
Oh, right. And then
invitations for
somebody
dinner?
stopped me.
It'd be nice.
I
Yes,
was in a women's conference, and
girl.
Cheryl Jackson, she stopped me. She said, you should do it without the look or the desire to be appreciated. God knows and sees all that you do.
Yeah.
And what you do for others, God will most certainly do for you. So if you
And keep
want
no
doors
records.
opened up,
Keep no
that's right. If
records.
you want doors opened up for you, if you want
You
to
must open them.
highlight. I remember when I first started in my career in TV, I was in public access TV. I would give people the opportunity to come on and shine and open doors for them. And now look here, it's being reciprocated back into my life because now I'm on a nationally broadcast podcast. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
and you get to
saying?
be on stages and you're award-winning woman. And this is why, because those are your gifts. Those are your blessings for showing up,
For this, for showing,
telling your
just for
story,
showing up.
for helping other people to tell their story, because that's always been your gift. And really quickly, I have one last question because, girl, I could sit here and talk to you all day long, which I know we're going to be. I got your number now, so I got.
Oh,
But
you
no,
just pick up the phone and give me a call,
I
honey.
know, girl. Now I got you because I have special people, and you actually have my real number, not my business number, because you got to be selective. You have to keep those boundaries. But do you recognize that you have always been teaching? And when did you actually realize that you're actually here to help teach others to tell their story and how to do it and how to write?
When I was a little girl, I used to line my doll babies up and teach them.
See? We're all always doing what we were born to do from day one.
Mhm.
That's why I wish I could unschool people
And I entered
and
the
get them in line
classroom
with
for a little
purpose.
while, but it wasn't really. I entered the classroom for a little while. I used to be a substitute teacher, and I was good at being a substitute teacher. But and I was going to go back to school to teach, and then some things got out of alignment. But my mom would say to me, "Your classroom's going to be bigger than the classroom you see right now. Your classroom is going to be so much larger than that." And I remember she said
Humanity.
this when, in the middle, while I was going through this crazy situation, I was like,
When you weren't
I was
seeing how
telling
big
her.
you were going to be, huh?
She did. She said, you don't need to be limited by that classroom, and you're going to teach. You're not going to be confined to a grade. You're not going to be confined to a school. That your
Or a
classroom is going to
broken
be so
system.
much larger. Your classroom is going to be so much larger than you ever think. And I remember her saying that to me, and I was just, you didn't saying that because. But when I came
I
out as
know.
the victim, when I came out from being the
It's like, you
victim
just say that
of
because you're
this
my mom.
situation, I began to embrace it and say, okay, you know what? The classroom is bigger than a schoolhouse, a grade level, a certificate, a whatever we do to get to. And I applaud the teachers that are in the classroom. My closest closest friends and cousins and besties, like take bullets for each other, besties.
Yeah.
They are educators, they are administrators. They've been in classrooms for 20, 25 years. Now they're in administration and school administration. So I applaud them for what they have done to mold and shape and make a difference in the lives that they come in contact with. Teachers should be paid like doctors. Really, they
Amen.
should,
They should
because
be,
they set up the
girl.
foundation for what's to come in our future. And if we don't have the right teachers in the classroom, they could make or break a whole generation. Do you not understand what I'm saying?
They
When you
can,
got
yes,
teachers
because
who can't believe
those
in the
are
kids,
fragile
or
little minds.
frustrated, right? And you're
Yes.
frustrated, and they can't breathe life into your child that you entrust them with for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the public school
Yes.
settings and situations, like, I'm grateful that the schools that my children go to, public schools, have strong principals and strong administrators. And you can go in those schools during the day. I was in high school yesterday, and there was no like a whole bunch of chaos going on in a high school. Like, that principal has a grip on her class, on her students. Now, it was a little buffoonery that started in the beginning of the year, but she nipped that in the bud real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
And the
that's the whole reason they're there, or
right,
supposedly.
right. And so I applaud the administrators that are at my baby's schools. So I'm not naming, because I don't know where this is going. There's some crazy people out in the world, but they know who they are, and I know who they are, and they can get a video clip of this and know that I applaud the difference they make. My kids are making almost straight A's. My daughter is 1A away from being a straight A student. My son went from being DF, BF. We ain't even talking C's. He
Yep.
was
And
DF,
that's an environment thing.
and now he's making A's and B's, and man, he got a couple of C's on there we fight over, but for the most part, he is now active. And so I give that to the educators that breathe life, that saw the best in him, and that continue to breathe life and partner with me to make sure that they get the education they need. So
Exactly. Girl, I love it. So I love that you recognize that you have always been a teacher and you are in your perfect path. And so before we have to end, I want for everyone to know what you got coming up, what you doing, and where can we connect? What exciting things are coming on? Because girl, you're connected with some international speakers.
yes. So if you are a speaker and you're looking to get your expertise out your head and onto paper, definitely connect with me through meetmalikastaar.com. I would love to connect with you and see how I can help you build your business, and take your business to another level through written word. Also, so we'll be hosting some workshops. I got a workshop that'll be coming up. We haven't solidified the date yet, but it'll be another workshop on Zoom, via Zoom, and it will be teaching you what you need to know before you start the self publishing process. There's a lot of things when I speak to people they don't know, and so they pay extra money that they don't have to pay, to get their books published. But what you don't know can hurt you, so, or can cost you.
Definitely. Or it could take away lots of money later, how people write stuff per books. Let me tell you, I've learned a lot in this last year, and you want to definitely make time to talk with somebody who knows before you jump off. I promise you, it'll be in your benefit.
Definitely, definitely. And there are a lot out there, but there's none like Malika Staar.
Mm. That's it. That's my queen. You
I
guys,
want to toot my own. I had to toot my own horn today. There's no
you do, because
Staar.
this is an empowering day. It is a beneficial. This is the 8th. Not only is it the Infinite Abundance Day, but it is Manifesting March. It is Winning Wednesday. There's all kinds of vibrations. And there was just a full moon. So it is time to release anything that no
Wasn't the
longer
moon
serves your
beautiful?
highest and greatest good. Yeah.
It was so beautiful down here in Georgia last night as the moon set. It just set like this big white circle in the sky. I love watching the moon.
I do too. And people, whether you, this is like this amazing queen, whether or not you know about the information, or no matter where you're at in your journey, doesn't change the fact that lots of things are in play all the time. And so the moon energy, it's so beautiful. So now it's time to really reflect on the things you've done for the last couple of weeks, what's working, what's not working, to give yourself that time to release so you could get the new words, the new ways, the new connections, the new people. All right, Queen. You guys heard
Thank
it.
you so much, Trey, for having me.
Thank you,
And
Miss
I'm going to
Malika.
tell all of my people, please go out, follow Trey.
Come
Go
on, let's connect, let's
and follow
collaborate.
Trey. I'm gonna put her links on my social media pages so that you two can go out and blaze your best trails. And if you're looking to get on a podcast, listen, wasn't she a phenomenal host? Right. So you should connect with her to find out how you two could be in her podcast and sit in her living room and let her interview you to manifest some great things in your life.
Yeah, that's it. This is how you get known, you get heard, and it start where you're feeling comfortable. And I'm a real comfortable place to start if you aren't already doing it. But I host some amazing people, so I am so excited about this. Thank you, Miss Malika Star. I cannot. I love that. I'm replacing that. I'm substituting the can't wait, because can't is never a good vibration. And I'm like, okay, I love that I will get to share more stages with you on Clubhouse and get to be a part of that global women's group.
Well, warriors.
Girl, they are worrying up. And I love they have
Wealth
amazing, powerful
warriors.
conversations and time. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for all of this amazing information. I am so grateful. I have found my sister in life and in warrior, and we have so many commonalities. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Listening audience, this is how you get a hold of this amazing queen. Get on her. Meet Miss Malika Staar. The star has two A's, not her first name, not Malika. Star has two A's because she be doubling up the starism in life. So thank you for being an amazing guest. I'm excited for what the future has to hold. You guys connect with my queen. I will look forward to seeing you next Wednesday on Laugh and Learn Lunch. And oh, don't forget, LinkedIn people, 30 Days of Me. Come and join me. Oh, there's my book. For the rest of the days, rest of the month, 30 Days of Me. We're doing this devotional because it is time.
You know, I think I'm gonna pick that
Self-love.
up on Amazon. I'm gonna catch up.
Yeah, I would love it. And or go out to LinkedIn and just listen to the previous chapters. But it's a daily devotional. What I've been encouraging everyone to do is just start now, and then when the end of the month comes, day one, just go back and listen to the replay, and then start day one of April 1st. And get the vibration and the information, because it's amazing. I love supporting authors. I love holding books in my hands. I'd be so excited to get your book and hold it in my hand and share it. Who knows? Maybe that's what I'm going to be doing, reading in the upcoming months, because I love sharing information and helping people to know that miraculous healing is possible. Transformation is possible. Living a fulfilled, joyful life all day, every day is something that is freaking possible. So everyone, thank you for joining this Laugh and Learn Lunch. I am counting
We
out.
laughed and we
I know we did. We got to laugh and have a great time and go with the flow, because in this place we live unapologetically and we understand things are always happening. Technology, it doesn't matter. Try to slow us down, stop us. It don't matter, because we're still going to level up anyway. Alrighty, everyone. I am sending you so much peace, blessings, courage, confidence, and light to illuminate your way. Blessings on the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you in other places and spaces.